and that was pretty much it. How, again, I'm not saying Grim, but any wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that whole appearance?
I think as a promoter and as a the owner of promotions, like, you have to really set boundaries before the people or the talent comes in. The last show, I was really, really strict and straightforward with people, and I told them that if they're not part of the show, if they're entourage, they have to pay. So it's your responsibility to put the foot down and say what goes down and what doesn't.
Right.
So I think it goes both ways, like the promoter and the talent. Like, as a promoter, if you're not setting any limits, people are gonna walk all over it. If you don't talk to them during the show or after the show and tell them how other people feel, that's up to you. So I think it goes both ways. So if the talent is just being disrespectful and nobody's saying anything, they're gonna continue to be disrespectful because they think that's okay.
No, that's totally understandable. I agree with that, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's doing some bright spots. Helping Thunder Rosa out with their his YouTube page and getting her name out there more to overseas, and that's a great thing. But I still feel that way regardless. I mean, obviously, if you're a star and you come in and they're paying you, that's a different story. You don't have to worry about setting the ring up and all that stuff, but be there regardless. I mean, even the talent that gets paid to be there is there talking in the back room, locker room, just going over bullshit and just hanging out with the talent and making them feel good and giving them pointers, etc. And I'm not saying Grim could do any of that because, of his training and stuff, but you still should be there regardless.
But one thing I would have to say that Grim probably can do, if he wants to actually interact with the locker room, is he can help any young kid just fresh into the business do promos, because he spends his whole time behind a camera. So
right.
He knows how to work the camera, the microphone, the crowd, things like that. He's there for entertainment purposes. So something like that, take somebody under your wing. Use your time, progressively while you're there. That's my only problem. That's pretty much my own problem. Anybody who hires him to wrestle without him having training, that's the promoter's fault. Rob Fiore will hire a turd on a pole if he got in the ring and worked for free. He doesn't care. Okay, but if you're gonna hire this guy and you're gonna put someone else's safety on the line because of his lack of training, then that's the promoter's fault. But work ethic and your attitude while you're there should be no different than anybody else who's getting paid to work there, who works there all the time, who's been trained, who goes to school, who goes to training every 3-4 times a week, whatever it is, who goes to the gym and takes care of himself. But in the same aspect, I could not approve of the Nia Jax incident, which, he apologized, took the video down, whatever, and then he put the video back up after our interview. And the only thing he did was edit out the countdown and him announcing that it was Nia Jax. The rest of it was all still there, him fat shaming and cursing and yelling, carrying on like an ass. And Dave, it turns out that the little girl that was next to him was his daughter.
Some father figure, huh?
So
I don't know. I guess he will have to learn. When we make mistakes like that, we learn that either the good way or the bad way. And you guys are giving him feedback, definitely. And it's up to him if he receives that feedback and he wants to change it when he goes to the locker room the next time, or continue to be the way that you guys are mentioning that he's gonna be. So again, I feel like sometimes when we get so caught up on what other people are doing and how they're affecting the business and all this stuff, we tend to forget to discuss other things that are more important, I will say. And I guess it's once you discuss something with somebody and they're not willing to change, it's up to them. It's time to
well, it's like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. You can't beat a dead horse. Or as my mother's famous lines was, you can't change the zebra stripes. So
what's funny though is that Rob Fury hasn't been like the main event against T.J. Marconi.
Yeah, so there now he's giving a title shot to a guy with no training, and now all these guys in the locker room who've been busting their ass.
It's
the promoter.
It's the promoter. It comes down to the promoter. There's been many occasions and where I've been in the locker room with quote unquote stars, and the stars are so unprofessional, and they have said things to like young people like me when back then, and it was very disrespectful, and that people feel, really, really bad, and nobody did anything to defend them. And what everybody said, oh, that person, it's okay, he's an ex-WWE person, or oh, this person is like, there is no excuse for bad behavior, you know, and there is no excuse for a promoter who, like, the talent is telling them how this person is to, like, not take advantage of giving the feedback.
The first word in professional wrestling is professional. So you got to act the part. I mean, what you're doing in the ring is athletic. It's a physical grind on your body. But yes, the result is predetermined.
You know what? I think
you still got to conduct yourself
but I think like the name of professional wrestling was just to differentiate it between wrestling, like mat wrestling.
Yeah.
I like how WWE call it sports entertainment.
Yeah.
You know.
But here's the funny part about sports entertainment. If you actually go back and watch like WWE Network or anything that you can get for free on YouTube, Vince McMahon's been calling it sports entertainment for 30 years. Before it was WWE, he was calling it sports entertainment. A lot of the commentary guys were calling it professional wrestling. Yeah. But whenever he talked or spoke about it in a third person, he would refer to the WWF as the best in the world in sports entertainment. He never called it professional wrestling. So the fact that they changed to WWE because of the whole lawsuit with the World Wildlife Federation, it really didn't matter. Because he was, in his mind, it was always entertainment. And it was very evident from him bringing in all the celebrities at WrestleMania, from, Liberace, Bob Uecker, Pete Rose, on and on and on, to all the musicians that he's bringing in now. And now you have a lot of the, you had a little bit, you had Shaq get involved, Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman, and like they all got involved, but now you had starting to see, a lot of the other sport top people coming into WWE. Yeah. Now we have Ronda Rousey? Is it Ronda Rousey? Rousey, Ronda Rousey? Rowdy Ronda Rousey? That's a lot to say. But now she's coming in, and we were kind of hoping that Ken Shamrock would be able to give us some advice on that, Dave.
Bro.
But I guess it's like the podcast is starting to be like how to be professional in professional wrestling.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't. If you want to call pro wrestling to make a difference between amateur wrestling and pro wrestling, being school and what's on TV, but still, anything you do is not worth doing unless you do it right, and you have to be professional. You should have a professional approach about everything you do. I'm not saying puff out your chest and wear the best clothes possible to go check the mail, but you go to work, you're professional about it. You go out in public, you try to conduct yourself in a professional, mature manner. So it doesn't matter the wording. It's just going about your business, doing it the right way, the mature way. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not picking on the guy. Like Dave said last week, away from the ring, away from the microphone and the camera. Everybody's told us he's a family guy, he's a great guy, blah blah blah. That his gimmick on YouTube is often confused with his real life, and that happens with everybody. You hear all the hate in WWE. I hate Roman Reigns. I hate John Cena. Do you really hate them? Like, did they steal your dinner? Like, why did they knock up your mom? Like, why do you hate them? Like, you have other issues in your life if you want to say, I hate them. It's entertainment. I was asked 2 questions in an interview. What's the best thing you love about wrestling fans? I said their passion for the things that they love. They asked me, what's the one thing you don't like about wrestling fans? And I said to be able to separate entertainment from reality. Because they don't understand that John Cena is a character on television. Okay? You might love John Cena on TV, but he might be an asshole at home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But we don't know that. And I don't go by Total Divas because that shit's all scripted. So, but people hate him on TV. How do you hate a guy on TV when he's playing a role? Do you hate Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, but you like him as Han Solo? It's the same guy. It's literally the same character, too. But anyway.
Yeah.
But you understand my point.
No, I understand.
You know, like if anybody said, I hate Thunder Rosa, but I love Cobra Moon. What? Oh, you mean you hate the character that Thunder Rosa's playing? Yeah. Oh, you don't like the fact that she paints her face and she dresses skimpy little outfits and she hangs her out with some girl that sticks her tongue out at everybody. Oh, that you don't like. I get it. But you like her dressed in green.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All
right, so yeah, I understand that. And like I get it. Like we were all kids. We all watched wrestling. I think some of us. Dave, did you watch wrestling?
Yeah, I watch it. I don't know nothing about it though.
Like if you ever want the wrong information or somebody not to know a fact about wrestling, Dave's the one to call. Yeah. His partner calls him the WWE historian, but then laughs.
I am.
I have one of our guys like that. His name is Joey. He knows everything about women's wrestling. You
well,
want to know anything
Dave
about
knows nothing
wrestling?
about wrestling. It's a big sarcastic joke about someone will bring up someone's name and the first person to respond is usually Dave going, "Who's that?"
Oh God.
Yeah, like just,
and then he's Googling.
You and I, man.
You know, listen, I'm gonna make some money.
He's a fan of money, so I get it.
There's several people that claim to be wrestlers, and there's several people that are wrestlers. Mm-hmm. So I don't really know everybody. The whole WCW thing, I don't know nothing about. I just heard that. I heard it was a bash at a beach or something.
That was a cool pay-per-view, dude. It really was. And Halloween Havoc. Those are the ones like when WWE brought back a lot of these pay-per-views. Now they're doing like 30 pay-per-views a year, but they're cutting down. Yeah. They're cutting down to 30. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I know they're doing like.
So they got Elimination Chamber and like Fastlane and like they got those two in like a month.
Yeah, they do. There's like 3 months during the year. They have two of them. I think they're doing like 22 pay-per-views this year. Not 22. I'm retarded. They're doing like, it might be like 18 to 22. There's only 12 months in a year. So, but they bring back the like really bad ones, like Fastlane. Like that's awful. That's an awful name. It's just a terrible name.
I just watched the highlights. I don't watch. I've been working on Sundays, so even on pay-per-views, I've been working on Sundays. I'm sorry.
You have a tablet. You can bring it on the road with you.
I don't pay for WWE Network.
Jeez, you got all high pitch.
No, I watch NXT because a lot of my friends are in NXT. But other than that, mainstream, I only watch it when I'm at home because my roommate loves watching that. And then I just sit and be like, oh my God, like I cringe. It is very hard for me to watch it. It's very hard for me to. I have ADHD. I can't even like watch a 2-minute video on YouTube. And I'll be like, I'm ready to go. Bye.
Wait, so you guys want to make fun of me? First off, Kevin, when we went to NXT, you didn't know anybody on that show.
Because I don't watch it.
I'm the best.
I'm the first. I don't watch.
I want to slap you right now.
I am the first one to admit I do not watch a lot of modern today wrestling because I can't get through Raw without falling asleep. It's 3 hours long. It's way too freaking long. SmackDown in the last 6 months has been boring. It's the same nonsense over and over again. That 205 Live is garbage.
No, don't say it. It's just like they have not been able to do what they can.
Now Triple H has taken full control of 205 Live. So maybe it'll be watchable. We went to a SmackDown event. Mooch and I went to a SmackDown Live. And they had 2 hours of SmackDown. And then they hold the 205 Live after it. And literally 80% of the fans left before 205 Live started. And they had their main event wasn't even two guys in 205 Live. They were guys from SmackDown. So even that couldn't get the people to stay.
Well, it's kind of dumb to do it that way. Like they have to like branch out and.
They need to brand it like they did NXT.
Yes, it's the same.
But the problem is they tried to do that with its own show on the network, and it didn't